If you are on an H-1B visa, waiting for an H-1B visa, or planning to apply for one, the single most important thing that determines whether you get selected has completely changed. The lottery is gone, not modified, not tweaked, gone. Starting with the FY2027 CAP season, USCIS no longer puts every application in the same pool and draws names randomly. The new system is built around one number, your salary. The higher your offered wage relative to the Department of Labor's data for your occupation and location, the higher your odds of being selected. Sounds simple. But the way it actually works, the 4 wage levels, the multiple entries, the fraud penalties, and the parts most employers are already getting wrong, is something you need to understand before registration opens. Because in this system, people who know how it works get selected. The people who don't. Before we get into it, subscribe to this channel right now and turn on the bell. Immigration policy under the current administration is changing faster than at any point in the last 30 years. Work permit rules, visa fees, selection processes. They shift without warning, and most people find out after the deadline. I track all of it and bring it to you in plain English before it costs you your opportunity. Subscribe now and let's get into it. Part 1. Why the old lottery was scrapped first. Let's understand what just ended and why, because it explains everything about how the new system is designed. Under the old random lottery, every H-1B registration had exactly the same chance of selection. A software engineer offered $85. Sousan in Ohio had the same odds as a software engineer offered $220,000 in San Francisco. A specialty occupation worker at a small consulting firm had the same odds as a senior engineer at Google. The result was predictable. Large outsourcing companies and staffing firms found ways to flood the registration pool with hundreds of entries, many of them for entry-level positions at low wages. USCIS itself acknowledged this in the rule announcement, saying the old process was being exploited and abused by employers importing foreign workers at wages below what they would pay American workers. The new system was finalized December 23, 2025. It became effective February 27, 2026, and it is already in place for FY2027 CAP registration. The government's stated goal is straightforward. H-1B visas should go to the highest skilled, highest paid foreign workers. Everything about the new system is built around that goal. Part 2. How the wage levels work here is the core of the new system. And this is the part most people haven't been told clearly. The Department of Labor publishes wage data for every occupation in every geographic area in the United States. That data is divided into 4 levels. Level 1 is entry level, workers who are just beginning in an occupation, performing routine tasks under close supervision. Level 2 is qualified, workers with some experience, performing moderately complex tasks with limited supervision. Level 3 is experienced, workers with a strong background, performing complex duties with significant judgment required. Level 4 is fully competent, the top tier. Expert level workers performing the full range of tasks in an occupation with minimal oversight. Under the old random lottery, all 4 of these had identical selection odds, roughly 59.6% across all wage levels in recent years. Under the new weighted system, your wage level determines how many entries your registration receives in the selection pool. Level 1 receives the fewest entries. Level 2 receives more. Level 3 receives significantly more. Level 4 receives the most. The practical result is exactly what DHS projected. A Level 4 candidate can have approximately 4 times the selection probability of a Level 1 candidate. That is not a small advantage. That is the difference between getting selected and spending another year waiting. Part 3. This means for you right now, if you are a foreign worker currently on an H-1B and your employer is sponsoring a renewal or an extension, rule does not change your situation. Extensions are not CAP subject. The weighted lottery only applies to new CAP subject H-1B registrations. If you are an international student finishing an OPT or STEM-OPT period and planning to transition to H-1B status, this matters to you directly. The salary your sponsoring employer offers at the time of registration will determine your wage level, which determines your selection odds. An offer letter is not enough. The wage level has to be documented, and it has to align with what USCIS sees when they run the selection. If you are a worker at a large outsourcing or consulting firm, pay attention. Companies that historically submitted bulk registrations at level 1 wages are going to see dramatically lower selection rates going forward. If you are currently in a job search or considering a job offer, knowing your prospective employer's wage level approach is now one of the most important factors in your H-1B strategy. If you are a worker with graduate qualifications, specialized skills, or an offer in a high-demand field, AI, cloud engineering, healthcare, advanced manufacturing, you're in a structurally better position under this system than you were under the random lottery. Your qualifications that translate into a higher wage level are now directly reflected in your selection probability. Part 4. The fraud penalties. And why they matter here is the part that most people have not heard about, and that employers especially need to understand. Under the old lottery, the wage information wasn't submitted at registration. You registered first, got selected, and then filed the full petition with salary details. Under the new system, wage level information must be submitted at registration. For selection, that wage level, the occupation code, the area of employment, the salary tier is locked in. USCIS has made the consequences explicit. If you are selected and you later file a petition that shows a different job location, different wage area, or a lower salary than the registration indicated, USCIS can deny your petition outright or revoke it after approval. And if USCIS determines that the wage level was inflated at registration specifically to increase selection odds, that is treated as fraud. Petition is denied, and it flags the employer's future registrations. There is no going back and fixing a misaligned registration. Employers effectively have one chance to get this right, and immigration attorneys are already warning that many employers are not prepared for the documentation requirements that follow selection. If your employer is sponsoring your H-1B for the first time under this new system, ask them directly. Has your legal team reviewed the wage documentation requirements under the FY2027 weighted selection rule? If they hesitate, that is information you need. Part 5, who is exempt and what hasn't changed? A few things are worth clarifying because there is confusion online about what changed and what didn't. The total number of H-1B visas available every year has not changed. It remains 65,000 for the general cap, and 20,000 additional for workers who earned a U.S. master's degree or higher. That master's cap still runs as a separate selection after the general cap. Cap-exempt employers, universities, nonprofit research organizations, and certain government research institutions are still outside the lottery entirely. They can file H-1B petitions year-round without going through the selection process at all. If you work in academia or research, the new weighted system does not affect your H-1B pathway. The $100,000 fee for new H-1B petitions, imposed by presidential proclamation in September 2025, is separate from the weighted lottery rule. The fee applies to many new petitions regardless of wage level. That is a cost your sponsoring employer carries, but it is part of the full picture of what has changed in this program in the past 12 months. So here is the full picture. The random H-1B lottery is gone, effective February 27, 2026, finalized for FY2027 cap season. You're offered salary, specifically, which of the 4 Department of Labor wage levels it falls into, now directly determines your selection odds. Level 4 candidates have approximately 4 times the probability of being selected as Level 1 candidates. Wage information must be submitted at registration, not after. Mismatches between your registration and your petition can result in denial or revocation, and fraud findings can follow an employer. Cap-exempt employers, renewals, and extensions are not affected by the new selection process. And the $100,000 H-1B petition fee, imposed separately in September 2025, is an additional cost your employer carries on top of the new selection dynamics. None of this information comes looking for you. USCIS does not send a letter explaining that your selection odds just changed. Your employer's HR team may not know the documentation requirements yet. The people who prepare in advance are the ones who get selected. Share this with someone you know who is navigating the H-1B process. A colleague, a classmate, a friend whose employer hasn't told them any of this yet. Subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.